What's going on, guys? It is a hot one up here in North Georgia right now. Now today, I'm gonna try and 360 Uncle Sam right there. Now, that's a big girl. She's like Shamu here. Now I did just learn how to do one in the 350Z, of which I learned from my son. I'll show you that right here. It is most definitely one of those humbling moments when your son can do something before you can. That's kind of something that you were wanting to do. It was an awesome, proud moment, but at the same time, I'm like, oh. But good job, son. Let's go give this a shot here. All right, Uncle Sam is looking pretty darn good after that repair from V-Tuned. Man, I mean, once we get that vinyl redone, you can almost... If we get that vinyl redone, do a little bit of smoothing out, you'd never even know that the problem happened. All right, so we got some fresh tires here, and let's see if this thing will do it here. I got a feeling with the 350Z, it was a much easier car to fling around. This thing is probably going to need a lot more speed.
Now let's be clear. In no way, shape, or form am I suggesting that you guys do this or attempt this on the street and not in a controlled environment. So most certainly having the right safety equipment, the right vehicle, in a controlled environment in a closed course is absolutely mandatory. If you guys try and attempt this on the street with like your F-150, things are not going to end well. So make sure you get a car with a very low center of gravity and you have a little bit of seat time under your belt.
All right, fellas, my 13-year-old son showed me how to do a 360, and I wanted to show you guys how to do it. You let go at about 270 degrees, and it follows itself around.
Okay, first off, I'm going to say right here, this is typically done with a manual trans vehicle. Now, if you don't have a handbrake like I have in both of these cars, you can clutch kick it. And that's ripping the throttle, pushing the clutch in, and then letting the clutch go to unsettle the tires. As the car comes around about 270 degrees, you go ahead and let go, and the car will correct back the other way. It most certainly takes the right amount of speed and doing it at exactly the right time. Alright, now that was a 350Z with about 220 wheel horsepower and it's about 3,200 pounds, factory wheelbase. Now, let's try Uncle Sam. Now, Uncle Sam is a 2012 Caprice that is a retired cop car, has a much longer wheelbase, it weighs a bunch more, but it does make 1,000 wheel horsepower. It's a 427 cubic inch engine, so that's a 7-liter, with a 2650 Magnuson supercharger. It is a bad machine, however, vastly different to drive.
Well, that was about the third try to get that to work with Uncle Sam. Took a lot more speed than the 350Z because this thing is such a big tank. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Here, let me see that. Oh, look at that. Oh, right through it. That was pretty awesome.
Guys, if you've enjoyed this video and you've learned something from it, hit that like button. Also, if you've not been a subscriber to Fasterproms channel, we have a plethora of different things that we cover. Got a lot of different interesting information on how to make power and different combinations that work and make the car go fast. Check out some of our other projects and previous videos because we got a ton of great content in there. But we've got so much more coming at you. Now, I wanted to backtrack a little bit here and show you some of what it took in order to get Uncle Sam to be able to do this type of thing safely. So we can do that same type of thing with Uncle Sam, rolling 5 deep. Check out some of the safety stuff that can be able to do what we've done with Uncle Sam.
We've got Ben on the job. Hey,
as you requested. little harness bar action.
So this is so that basically we can have 3 harnesses in the back of the Caprice right here, and this is the most viable solution. Now that is a fairly structurally strong spot right there. It is kind of boxed on the bottom side.
Yeah,
That's where the factory seat belts were mounted.
and
Now-
it'll stiffen up the rear chassis too. Just clean it up, weld it in.
Yeah, it is incredibly crucial that we have that placement just right. And I think that we've arrived there. We're gonna have to put a couple little holes through the seats. We're gonna have to modify a few things, but we'll be right down in there and right there or so. But utilizing the factory mounts on the bottom side. Ben got the bar all welded in. Looks really, really good. That thing is gonna be totally structurally sound. I definitely feel like I can put my trust in this, especially if there's 3 people in the back seat. We happen to have something go a little crazy. You saw how Ben had welded all that up. Super pumped that we got the cam lock race quip harnesses. This is gonna be awesome. We're gonna make this work. We're gonna cut into these guys right there. And Ryan is actually working on fabricating some mounts right here. I really like that idea. We're gonna be able to cut that so we'll be able to get the tabs for the seat belts in there. Should be pretty nice and clean. Made some little areas right here where we think we're gonna have to cut. That go right through there. And so when we were doing the burnout competition, we wanted to be able to shut off the brakes, and it worked, and it was very successful. However, looking back on it, we wanted to be able to do a slightly different setup. So Laz, fill them in.
I'm just gonna reconfigure the setup here, because what it was is we shut off everything to the rear, but Jeremy wants to try to run the rear off just the handbrake and have it shut off from the pedal. So we're gonna leave the fluid supply being able to go from the handbrake to the rear brakes, and hopefully that works out and you have some control over the rear brakes without the pedal controlling the front brakes only.
And what this does though is this is going to give us the most configurable setup so that we can, we can drift, we can do burnouts, we can have the handbrake while doing burnouts so that we can do some extra wild stuff and really turn it up a little bit.
It's all on you. Yeah.
So this was cutting off after the handbrake. Now we're going to be able to put it to the supply, so we're splicing, or we're actually removing it from here and going to this guy right here, which is the supply to the handbrake. So that'll be able to let us cut that off while still being able to have the rears work on the handbrake. I'm really excited about that.
Always gotta move forward. Make things better.
Yeah. Multiple steps in the right direction. Geez, that little eyelid right there, it's just like it was made for that, Laz.
Factory mounting option.
Perfect. Yeah, dude, that is nice. Well done, sir. That's kind of like the way that I like to go with my wiring and zip ties. It's however, we got to get some zip ties in there. I'm just not comfortable with it yet.
There's no duct tape.
No, I don't want to trash it up with duct tape.
Man, if this was a double 90, it'd be nicer.
Yes, yes, it would. We don't have a double 90 on that guy. But the good thing is we don't need that bracket or the proportioning valve, so. Let me go top you off. Pop the hood and I'll throw some brake fluid in there. All right, so with that, we're taking that rectangular tube, cutting off the top right there. We should be able to have 2 tabs. We're gonna take a look at what Ryan's doing right now. Okay, so just make an L bracket rather than the, okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
3/16 steel. That's gonna round the corners and take the sharp edges off. But 1 done, 5 more to go.
Guys, I want to say thank you so much for watching. This has been an absolute pleasure for me to be able to bring this to you guys. I also wanted to say thank you so much for what you guys do with our merch support. We wouldn't be able to do what we do without you guys' support. So thank you so very much for that. Do please check out the link in the description below for some awesome merch. Look forward to seeing you guys next video. We've got a whole bunch of stuff coming up this week. It's going to be a freaking riot. God bless you guys. We'll see you next video.